Arts and culture insiders are in Austin, Texas for the South by Southwest Conference. Toronto Mayor Tory was there networking and talking up the city as a place for businesses to invest. The gathering started as an indie music festival, so we're checking in on Toronto's music scene, asking if there's work to be done here while the mayor is down south. Well, joining me now is Miranda Mulholland, an artist, a record label owner, a music festival founder, and you also sat on the Toronto Music Advisory Council. How's the council going?
Well, there's good news here. There's good news here.
Okay.
So the council met many times during the first 4 years of its iteration, and in fact, it sort of started as a subgroup before it actually came into being. And there are a lot of things that have been implemented since TMAC, as it's known as, that happened, which is really good. We have just recognition in the city that this is something we want to do.
But you haven't met since the last election.
Yeah, so one thing that we did do is we established a music office. So this is really important because it's creating a lot more lines of communication between the council and the mayor and what the community needs and desires. So obviously you can say we want a music city, but we have to put various things in place. So that's what's happening now, policy changes, things like that. Unfortunately, since the election, we lost Josh Cole on the council, who was a huge supporter of music in this city, and so we're just waiting kind of for a champion to emerge.
And that must be more difficult now with the 25-member council.
I know. I don't know how they're juggling everything.
Well, this, I mean, was one of the priorities for the mayor. He wanted Toronto to be a music city. He wanted to attract artists here. He wanted to have musical venues. So what has happened? What's the report card on that?
Well, they've created a few things, a couple of initiatives that are going to help in the meantime, but some of the big chunky stuff has to be done still. So one of the things about a music city, you can say that, but unless it's a music-friendly city, but unless it's a musician-friendly city, it's not going to work. So one of the biggest problems we have is affordable housing. Affordable housing and affordable venues. So there's a really good thing that's happened and maybe signaling what might happen on the horizon, which is there was a tax initiative put in for cultural hubs about a year ago, and this applies to sort of bigger organizations that are trying to put in something cultural, and that's a really good sign. Now, if that could just move over, if there could be some initiative that would help for smaller venues, smaller capacity venues, to have some sort of a tax break for the owners of these venues, and then that would trickle down to the people who are renting them and trying to put on a lot of these shows where musicians start.
Do you see a benefit for the mayor being at South by Southwest right now? I mean, it looks like you're trying to woo the tech sector. Is that a good thing? Would that help the music industry here?
I think one of the biggest things about South by, it is a gathering. I wish I was there right now drinking margaritas and tacos. But
in the heat would be nice.
That'd be very nice. But one of the biggest things about it is, Toronto is a great city, and you got to brand and brag. And so having our mayor down there at this hub is actually a really good thing.
But you said you need a champion.
Yeah.
So you're still looking for a champion on council, and if it's, it can't be the mayor, perhaps, so it's got to be someone else. Is there anyone emerging as your champion on council?
Well, we've had some really good. Michael Layton's been amazing. Joe Cressy also. We've got good people on there. I think there is a sort of a burden of time for all the things that they're doing, but there are things happening, and now we do have a Music City office, which is really exciting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Appreciate your time. Thank you for coming in.